This is the Mountain Equipment Co-op Camper 6, or sorry, Cabin 6 tent. It is their biggest tent that they sell. It has a full fly. From when you buy it, it does not come with the front vestibule. So this is the small vestibule that you see on it right now. We also have the large vestibule, which we will be setting up, and I will take a video of that once that's all up. But you can use this tent without the vestibule at all if you want. The vestibule just gives you a little bit more some more shade, an area to put like shoes and stuff underneath. You could fit like maybe one bike under there, or if it's pouring rain, it just gives you a bit more of a dry area. The tent itself, you definitely need two people to set up. If I had to, I'm sure I could set it up by myself, but with two people, it is much easier. I get my two kids to help me, and with the three of us, we get set up no problem, and they are 7 and 8. You can see I've got the guy lines on it right now because we're camping right by the ocean, and it can get pretty windy here. It's also another reason why I put this front vestibule on. At our last campground, I didn't put the vestibule on because we didn't need that extra space or privacy, but it is good for deflecting the wind. Now the fly is kind of suspended off of the mesh part of the tent. So at night, with the wind, you do get quite a breeze going through. If I was going to set this tent up in this location again, I would actually turn it around, because the back has a vestibule that's part of the fly, but it's fully like sealed. There's no way for the wind to really cut through other than through the bottom. So if you're camping somewhere where it's heavy wind, you would definitely want to put the back directed to the wind, because the wind's just going to kind of deflect up and over the tent, where the main door, the front door, kind of captures the wind, and then the wind kind of comes back and kind of cuts up and through here. Now the front door is nice and big and has this big mesh screen that you can open so that you can close that. The door fully unzips on both sides, so you can make it so that the door is fully open. So right now you can see we have like the privacy screen down, so at night we put that up just to stop the wind from coming through. But the whole door unzips on both sides, and you can shove it up in this pocket area, and then the door's nice wide and open. Most of the roof, so this main part here, anything that's not this color green, or sorry, the color green is part of the fly, but all of this is all just mesh all the way across. And then at the back half, this bottom is not mesh, but the top is all mesh. So in the summer, it's great for lots of airflow, but in the winter, this tent would hold zero heat. This is definitely a 3-season tent at most. With the full fly though, in really torrential rain, you stay perfectly dry. We have used this tent a bunch of times, and most of the time it's pouring rain, and we've stayed perfectly dry. It does have this little divider wall right here, so if you want a couple people at that end and to have some privacy, then they can. But then on this end, you could have separate. Now, we never use the privacy wall because realistically, if you put the wall down, it kind of makes it so that you kind of block, or it's just the layout's kind of weird. But you're going to need to excuse the messy camping setup that we have going on right now. We've been here for a few days now, so it's a bit of a mess. You can see we got the bunk bed at the back for the kids, but there's lots of room. You could easily fit 6 people in here. So for a family of 4, it's more than big enough. The back, without the bunk beds there, you have the back door that opens up to the back vestibule, so that you have all of that area for more storage if you want. There's lots of like places to hang things, one there. There's also right here at the top, one there, and then one right there as well. Now we put this like hanging thing here just with all these clips so we can hang like our headlamps, hats, stuff like that, car keys and whatnot. Storage pockets on the side are all these mesh pockets at the front half. The rear has, you can see, a storage pocket at the back there, and then there's also one back over there, and then more mesh storage pockets on the side there. So there's quite a bit of storage, but you can always add your own if you want. These are the MEC Reactor 10 sleeping pads. These are really long sleeping pads. Like, I'm 6'3", and they're more than long enough for me. So with the pad all the way at the end, you can see it comes out to there. And then you could have easily 1, 2, 3 of those across in this main area. And then 2 of those, maybe, yeah, probably 2 at the end over here. So you could fit, 6 extra large sleeping pads in here. Again, for a family of 4, this thing is huge. It's more than big enough. We got the fitted ground sheet for this as well. Right, you have to buy separately, but it makes it really great. It clips on perfectly and works really well. I would say the only thing about this tent that I'm not super, well, it's not that I'm not happy about, it's just that the only one negative thing I'd say about the tent is the poles and the way that it's set up. It's not the easiest to put up by yourself, or even with 2 people. The first few times it's a bit cumbersome. So, that's the only thing. It's not one of those tents that just pops up almost by itself. You have to work to get this thing up. The fly is really weatherproof. Like I said, we've used it in pouring rain multiple times. The setup they have it works really well. You've got your main tent that then has your pole clipped into it. The fly clips on with these buckles, and then it has the strap for the peg, and then this little hook right there, little loop on the bottom, is for the ground sheet. So the way it's set up, right, like ground sheet, main tent, pole, fly, and then peg, it works great. And the nice thing about the fly is, because it has the buckles, if it's super hot sunny day, you can actually unbuckle the fly and roll the fly up, and it has the things underneath, the little tassel things. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see we push on there, you can roll the fly all the way up along the side and kind of like roll it up and then like cinch it down with the little tie, and then the whole thing is lots of mesh, tons of airflow. So if it's a hot summer day and you want lots of air, no problem. Okay, so I'm going to get my wife to help me put the extra large vestibule on, and we'll show you what it looks like with that, because that makes this thing way bigger. It's almost like having a whole nother room.